Stand clear of the closing door.
Welcome to She's Got It All Figured Out Almost, the podcast for the girls in their plot twist era, figuring it out one questionable decision at a time. I've always wondered what it would be like to be that girl. You know, the ones who seem to have it all figured out, but so far I've related more to the girl in the rom-com scenes before everything works out. Like one of those days when you missed your subway, your coffee spills all over your shirt, your heel breaks, you can't find your phone, as if everyone else got the instruction manual and yours somehow got lost in the mail. But hear me out. I had this crazy idea. What if we could try to figure it out together? Cause the more I go through life, the more I realize that actually no one knows what they're really doing. So maybe the goal isn't having it all figured out. Maybe it's learning to embrace the mess, the mistakes, and the unexpected plot twists along the way. And less about becoming someone new, but learning to fall in love with who you are. But one thing I know for sure is this: you don't have to figure it out alone. So whatever you're doing right now, get ready for some unapologetic girl talk about figuring it out, or almost. Hi, December Rose. Welcome to the She's Got It All Figured Out Almost podcast.
Hi, good to have me back. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. So, for people who don't know you, December Rose, you're an award-winning singer-songwriter, a vocal coach, content creator, and naturopath. Yes?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So today I'm excited. We'll dive a little bit into your journey and everything you're doing. And first of all, let's dive into why did you kind of want to start into the creative field and become a singer-songwriter?
So that journey started a long time ago. My first memory of that, I was maybe 5. But I think what really tipped the scale for me to go and pursue it was the movie Only Hope. Where Mandy
Really?
Moore, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but if there's a moment that she's singing in like a silky blue dress, and she sings what's that song called? Da-na-da-na-da-da-da-da.
Yes, we get a song on the podcast.
I don't know what it's called, but that song, that moment in that film was the moment that inspired me to say, wow, like someone
Like a
I can
ha-ha
identify
moment.
with in like vocal tone and texture. And so she was the turning point for me to go study and learn how to sing and take that chance, let's say.
Nice. And then I feel like through your career, you've accomplished quite a lot of few
Oh,
things.
it's so
Yeah,
sweet.
that's true.
Thank you.
But I'd love to dive a little bit more as well, maybe in like current projects that you have going on right now. So we could talk about, because you're an amazing vocal coach.
No.
So we could dive a
Thank
little bit about that. Like, what does your day-to-day look like as a vocal coach and everything
Yeah.
like that?
So, I feel like being a vocal coach has evolved since I started. I've been teaching now for like 14 years. And when I first started, I was in schools doing like les parascolaires, after
Mhm.
school activities and stuff like that. But since the pandemic, I started doing online classes
Mhm.
on Zoom, and that took off. I don't know why that became a preferred method, but people just were like, "Wow, I don't have to leave my house. Great, let's do it online." So I do a lot of online teaching, and so my day starts typically at around 9 or 10 a.m., depending the time zone and who I'm teaching. Mostly retired people or independent workers that have a flexible schedule. And then 9 till like about 12, and then I'll have a break until 3, and then teach from 3 until basically like 6, take a half an hour to eat supper, and then continue 7 to 9 or 9:30. Why I teach really is because I felt like there was a need to give people real life information. And by
Mhm.
real life, I don't say that in any disrespectful way to other teachers, but teachers that only teach can only offer so much information. But
Mhm.
teachers that are doing are
Yeah,
offering like in real time
that's true.
what's happening. And I felt that was a big difference for me growing up. I needed someone to tell me, how do I get started in the industry?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a singer in Montreal or to work full time in
Yeah.
music? And I didn't really have that kind of guidance. So I feel like that's where I have a bit of an edge,
Yeah.
because
Because you've done it.
I've done it and I'm doing it live. So when someone says, I don't know how to do this, well, if you give me a minute, I'm figuring it out. Come back to me in 6 months and I'll tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
So if I have to figure it out for me, then I'll know how to tell you and hopefully save you time and a lot of pain and a lot of
Mhm.
money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and let's dive a little bit into that of like your career as an artist. Do you have any like highlights like this, like favorite like moments as an artist in your music career?
Mm. So, I would consider myself a pretty melancholic artist. And I do tend to write more from pain than from joy.
I feel like that's an artist core.
I hate that about myself though. Sometimes I'm like, can't we
No,
just be happy?
it makes great songs
It
though.
does. It does. So I think the last record I released June last year, the last EP, it was a happy album, and I'm glad that it was.
Mhm.
And so I think a career highlight, or at least a personal highlight, was last summer I performed at Itel Fest, and it was the first time that I could do animation on something
Oh
happy.
wow.
So I was able to animate the crowd into singing Macaroni, and there were little like lighters and phone lights up, and I was like, oh my god, I'm having a celebrity
Oh,
moment
that's
with
amazing.
the audience. It was awesome. So they were able to sing along, and that was a personal win for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like connecting with the crowd is like, do you feel
Yeah,
like that's something that you love from the craft as well?
absolutely. Like when when they're responding in a way that you hope that they would, it's like job done right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I reached them, I spoke to them, they felt something, and that's the goal of an artist. We want people to feel things. So
Yeah. And I feel like I mean, we can still want to say like your list of accomplishment, but I just want to talk about this a little bit because you were also a Grammy judge.
yeah,
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I'd love to talk about that, like
that
that
was crazy.
experience.
That was honestly, guys, crazy. And I will say that was 7 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied. There's a whole Grammy process to be a member and whatnot. And so I applied 7 years ago at all the requirements except for reference letters.
Mm-hmm.
But I got reference letters from industry peers, just not industry peers that were, let's say, already
Like
members.
within, yeah, exactly.
Right. So I didn't know that that was going to be an issue, or that that wouldn't really count. Um, and at least that's what I understand about it now. So I applied a couple times, didn't work out. And then just like that, I ran into an old colleague from Toronto, and he's like, "Oh, you want to be a Grammy judge?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't know how to do it." He's like, "Oh, you could have told me. I'll give you a reference letter." So that was one. But I needed
Mm-hmm.
two.
Okay.
And what happens? All the Italian stuff online goes viral, and
Yeah, that's
suddenly I'm
true.
a
That was
content
such
creator,
a huge
and I was
blow
like,
up.
"Okay, we're doing
We
this."
should touch base on that.
Personality just shifts gear for like presence and what we're gonna do. And just so happened, a label rep from a Latin music record label started following my content. He
Mm-hmm.
saw I was a musician, was like, so he sends me an email and he's like, "Hey, I love what you're doing. If you need a referral, like, let me know."
Mm-hmm.
You're offering me a
Yes,
reference letter?
please.
Yes, please. What? So I reached out to him. Sure enough, when applications reopened, he wrote me the letter, and so I had my two
Mm-hmm.
resubmitted, and then I got accepted in July.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I was starstruck. I'm like, what's going on?
Starstruck by yourself.
By myself. Like, goals are actually getting reached now. This is weird. So,
This
so I,
is so good.
I accepted naturally, and one of the perks, which I don't know if people know this, but one of the perks is that you can actually submit your album for consideration
Mm-hmm.
to be judged upon,
Yeah.
right? So I did. I mean, I didn't have any expectations of winning, nothing, but I was like, I
Yeah.
can actually submit my happy EP
Yeah.
into the Grammys.
Just doing that is
Just to
great.
do it. So I did, and did the whole for your consideration campaign, which is to basically inform other voters that your album is on the ballots.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ask for votes. You shouldn't ask for
Yeah.
votes, and you definitely, like, no bribing, nothing like that. But that's just generally how it works. You let them know that your record is there, and they can, look for it, because there are thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
submissions. So to get through all that music, like, you need to flag them. Hey, my record's here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting experience. And then I got to attend the Grammys in February this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I was just speechless, as I'm sure you can
Yeah.
understand. You're like, what? Who's that? That's Lady Gaga? What?
That's
What?
fun.
Who's Justin Bieber?
Taking
Chaperone?
pictures
What?
next to it, trying to pose like
You're like trying to be cool. You're like, yeah, I'm a singer too, man.
you are cool.
But you don't want to, like, you don't want to fangirl. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
get
kind of
it.
weird, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you're an artist too.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
don't like when people. I mean, I don't like when people are just like, you're the girl from Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because let's touch base about that as well. So, like, I remember seeing like your content starting to blow up. So tell me a bit more, because you started doing a little bit more like Italian core
Yeah.
content because you are Italian. So
Yeah.
take me through that whole process. You started making videos, and then like, yeah, views and like everything blew up.
So, sure, I'll share full transparency, because I know that everybody thinks like you just show up on camera and it goes viral and you're famous tomorrow and suddenly your life changes, and it's not true. Okay. So I had paid a coach. I wanted to learn more about social media. I was
Mhm.
like, I needed not only the accountability, but to also understand
How it
content.
works, yeah.
What is virality? Why does something go viral? And also, how does that convert to
Mhm.
something that you need?
Yeah.
So 8 months into a program, and I'll swear to you, I was the bottom of the barrel. Like I had failed, and it was terrible. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut my losses. I wasted my money. I don't know what I'm doing. And that day that I was gonna tell him that I quit, I posted this video responding to a question about what does your name mean in your culture.
Mhm.
And my name in Italian is Rosa Maria La Posta.
Mhm.
So like I just made a joke about my name that it's long and it's like sopressata and mozzarella and mortadella. And like I don't know why that went viral, but it did. And so then in the comment section, people started joking about their names, and I started answering some of those comments, and then all those videos started to go viral, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy smokes, what is this? And so
That's such a weird moment.
it
Like,
was
do
very
you
weird.
quit? Or wait, you can't quit
No,
anymore.
no, of course not. So then we had a meeting, and I was like, never mind, let's work with this. So I had to fully immerse myself in answering all of this new community that was, Italian from
Yeah.
Montreal, from Canada, from Toronto, and seeing like what are they on board with. And so from the shared experience of the cultural part, and the jokes and this and that, I guess there was not really like a lot of that going on at the time. Now it's everywhere, everyone's doing Italian jokes, but
You started it.
I would like to think that I was like amongst the pioneers here, but so at the time it was that, and at some point it went into Sicilian, which Sicilian is a dialect. Or no, wait, let me correct myself. It's known as a dialect, but it is not. It's its own language. But there is a big Sicilian community which is from the south, and I didn't realize I was tapping into something much more niche, and that people would take that very personal.
Mhm.
So it expanded the community. It deepened, I guess, the brand.
Yeah.
But now where I'm at in that journey is how can I show these people that because of our shared experience, the songs that I write about are about our shared experience in this culture.
Yeah.
And so that part I gotta get back to you on because I am still
Still a
figuring
work in
out.
progress.
Yeah, very much. But it's been interesting and fun because it's opened up doors for content creation for, like UGC, which is
Mhm.
user generated content. If you guys don't know that, brand partnerships and stuff like that, and then also like mentorship and coaching within the vocal lessons that I give, because other singer songwriters
Yeah.
are trying to do the same thing, or some are trying to have a career shift and are like, hey, I don't want to work my 9 to 5 anymore. How can I learn a new skill that can also pay me? Or new moms.
Yeah. Transform your passions as well
Yeah, yeah.
into career.
Some new moms or people that are in between jobs are looking for other ways of being able to just, yeah, make some side money, help their families, and until they can figure out what's next. And
Mhm.
so I thought, well, if I can figure out this, I can offer you something else.
Yeah.
So it's been wild. It's really been something. But so I went to
Yeah.
Sicily last year, and that was weird because people in the street are like, "Is that her? Is that her?"
You had a fan base there.
It's like I would just, played it
Paparazzis.
cool, like you'd go get my little coffee or whatever. But like some people were so weird about it, like that's her. It is her. They would check on their phone.
That's
That is her.
sweet.
Like, just say hi, man.
Yeah,
Don't
just
make
say
it
hi.
weird. Like,
That's funny.
don't make it weird.
I love that. And I feel like that's something about you as well. Like, you have like a warm embrace. Like people connect with you, which is, I mean,
Thank
parts
you.
of why I think like people want to keep following your journey, and like including myself in that. But I'd love to know as well. I don't know if you've noticed, we're in the plot twist subway.
Yep.
So
Yeah, which is an amazing set.
so I'd love to talk maybe about like plot twist moment or challenges that you faced in your career so far, or even personally. So just to dive a little bit more into, yeah, and like challenges and what you've learned from them.
Mm. Okay. How do I say this without bursting people's bubbles? So the plot twist would be, I've realized a lot of the music industry, and I don't want to say this as like a negative Nancy or anything. It's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the land of magic tricks and illusion. It's nothing is what it seems, and I know that we know that, and we say that about social media and content and this and that. But we think, oh, an artist just blew up, uh, overnight, right? It's never overnight. It's like 10, 15, 20 years in the
In the
making.
making, yeah.
We think like, oh, someone just got lucky. Well, I don't know. I think for some people, maybe many, it's possible it was the typical hybrid of, who did your family know, who did you
Timing.
pay, your timing, and this and that, like, and then obviously some of the more negative aspects, like what did you do to get there? Okay, like those things are real. Um, but I also think that the plot twist is that the type of career that we've been sold back in the 90s, at least like when we were growing
Yeah.
up, right? I grew up on Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears, and that was the idea of a career. But in 2026, I think we have to be realistic that that type of career is not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
If we talk all about holistic health, like how can we have a healthy, balanced lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as balanced if you want that.
Yeah.
Like it's unnatural. So I think we need to be thinking in 2026, which this was a tough pill for me to swallow, was is it more important for me to be able to have a little bit of a lot of things and be satisfied with that? Or am I going to dump all of what I have and go chase this one thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is still going to leave me imbalanced and deeply unsatisfied?
Yeah.
And so that was a real realization that I had to make. And I'll be honest with you, I learned a lot at the Grammys just by talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the consensus for some of the really honest people that wanted to have the real talk. They're like, it's you want to be happy, you want to be fulfilled, and you also want to pay your bills.
Yeah.
And so I think that if you're at a point that you can at least make your money with music and have your family and visit your nieces and nephews and do all that stuff, and you feel like you have time to go do your yoga or your workouts, and you can go sniff the air outside and take a walk in the park, those are luxuries that you don't necessarily have when you're at those levels. So be careful what you wish for, because it's not all that glitters is gold, and that's really true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really powerful what you're saying. Like, especially in this age of social media, sometimes like there's some sort of illusions, and like we need to kind of ground ourselves and like
Hmm.
into our reality and what we actually want for ourselves. And
Hmm.
with that in mind, would you have like advice for any like young artists or anyone out there who would want to, yeah, potentially pursue a career but might have all of these aspects that they're trying to figure out as well?
Yeah, so my main advice to anyone that's looking to get started is please, please, please don't neglect training. And by training, I mean be curious to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Learn not just the industry, learn your instrument, which I'm going to advocate obviously for the voice health. Like, learn how to use your voice. It's not just because you sound pretty in the shower or that you can, sing at a bar, that you can maintain a career. And a
Mm-hmm.
career is very different from just doing the occasional gig at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
If you have to do night in, night out, and you're singing like 2-3 hours a night, and then again tomorrow and again the day after, or you're on tour and you haven't slept and you have to sing again, how how do you think your voice is going to survive?
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, we get surprised when we hear, oh, so and so had a voice injury. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not because they're not amazing, but you haven't developed the stamina for that. And stamina not only is from repetition, but learning how to do it well, so you're not instilling bad habits in yourself. So the training of the instrument, the training of how do you sniff out who's the scammer?
Mm-hmm.
What do you look for? How do you build a brand? How do you build something that matters to you and not just something that's like a quick like pump and dump? So um there's so much there. Like, look for a mentor, look for a coach, look for somebody that can help you in your process, and not just someone that's going to enable your excuses, because that's not how you build a career
Yeah,
at
you
all.
need to hear the tough things
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
And talking about coaching and everything, I want to talk about potentially people who would want to work with you as well.
Sure,
Like, maybe tell me a little bit more about like your coaching process and where people can find you and everything if they
sure.
they want to work with you.
So I come from a classical background, which I know people always say, oh, like all the good stuff comes from classical. And there's a lot of good things that come from classical training. But I did pivot more into science based training, more using more of the still vocal methods,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel has completely transformed my voice in having studied it. Uh, it's it allows me to work with speakers, with singer songwriters, people with voice injuries that are trying to find their way back to like healthy singing, and um, it allows us to establish so much flexibility across genres and in how we want to express ourselves. So, what this science based training does is it teaches you how to isolate muscles and cartilages in your voice area, and how can we manipulate specific elements of them to create sounds that we want. So, back in the day, a lot of teachers would say if you sing opera, it's opera. If you
Mm-hmm.
sing jazz, it's jazz. But why? We have muscles. We can walk. If we can move and we can do things with muscles, why are we limited to one thing? And that was always my argument as a student. And so now what I realize is that it's all of those independent muscles and cartilages that when we develop control, we can sing anything, as we should. The vocal cords are like one thing.
Yeah.
So expression is expression, and that should be able to translate across genres. The specificities of genres are different, but learn how to use the instrument. And so that's what I teach is how to use your instrument, how to discover your voice, hence my slogan, free your voice.
Love that.
And then how can we connect that back to your confidence and find like root issues? Because your voice is literally a mirror of your emotional health. If you feel like crap and you don't feel like yourself, or you feel scared, you feel like you're not allowed to talk, your throat's going to get tight. So maybe it's not because you can't sing. It's because you're afraid of what's going to come out. But maybe what needs to come out has to be said and needs to be heard, right? So it's about connecting all these things. So I try to take a very holistic approach and to be gentle. Everyone's coming from such a different place.
Yes, different background stories.
Absolutely. So making them feel safe and like your story matters, where you come from is for purpose. Then we tie all that together so that I feel like I can help bring the best out of a person. I take their quirks and I blow it up.
Yeah,
Like, here,
that's
this is
beautiful.
your like unique little sauce.
Love that. And for someone who would want to book something with you, where can they find you?
Sure. So they can find me at decemberrosestudios.com, and there's a contact form and an FAQ page, so you can check it out and reach out.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, December Rose, for coming on the podcast.
Pleasure.
As always, amazing things that you're sharing with our community, and I'm looking forward to keep watching your career. And everything.
Wow. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Ciao,
Well,
guys.
thank you so much.